What's up YouTube? Knight's Edge here again today. Got a really super cool knife review for you. This one courtesy of Fred the Lug. He sent me this in a couple different pouches of knives, and this one is definitely one that sticks out amongst those. Those are some awesome, pretty cool knives. So big thank you to Fred the Lug for sending this. If you're interested in checking out some of the knives he has for sale on my Discord, check it out. It's linked in the description, and you can check out knives and some other pretty cool people have for sale on there. Hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe if you want more of it. I really appreciate you guys watching. So let's get into this one. Now, what's so special about this one? It's just like a normal knife with a big pivot at first, to me anyway. But check that out. Wow. Let's get a close-up of that. Now, this is a Hawk design knife. So Hawk, the same people, same guy that makes the Hawk Deadlock design this one, and Mantis Knives makes it. So this is a Mantis knife. Gearhead is the name of this one. So how do you open this thing? That was my first question. Looking at it, it's got like an obvious lever right there. So you push it up, pull it back, what? You push it down. So that's how you open this. So check this out. You push this down, and it comes out, and it is a liner lock, so you move the liner over to disengage it. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's go into the specs. These are available right now on Mantis Knives website. They're not an affiliate, but I will link it in the description if you're interested in checking one of these out. Go ahead and do a standard overview on it. So from the tip of the blade into the handle, right at 7 inches, so what I would consider like a medium-sized knife. If you go all the way back on the blade to where it meets up with the handle scale, you're looking right at 2 15/16. It's pretty close to 3 inches there, but just under. Cutting edge on this one, this is a partially serrated version. You're looking at about 3/4 of an inch, 7/8 of an inch on that secondary edge is what I'm calling it, and about 2 inches on the primary, 2 1/8 on the primary. So if you measure just cutting edge, you actually have more cutting edge than you have overall blade, thanks to that Tonto blade shape on there. Let's zero the calibers out here. All right. Overall thickness of the spine, thickest part, 107 thousandths. Going down behind the edge, looking at 29.5 thousandths there, and it is fairly thick for its size, 547 thousandths on the handle thickness. Let's go ahead and do size comparisons here. Let's get out some of the usual suspects. You got the Ontario Knives Rat Model 1 and the Ontario Knives Rat Model 2, so closer to the Rat 2 in size than the Rat 1, although the Rat 2 a little bit larger. Got the Cold Steel Knives 8010 and the Demco Knives 8020.5. That is the slicer version. So closer to that, but the 20.5 still a little bit larger. And last but not least, I apologize guys, I'm kind of fighting a cold or flu or some kind of something I got going on. That's the Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and the Spyderco Para 3. So closer to the Para 3, but the Para 3 is still larger. Let's look at cutting edge. It still has more cutting edge than the Para 3. Let's get out, let's see, let me get out the scale here. Weight on this bad boy, I don't know, kind of tricky, right? It's missing what traditionally you would say is a handle scale on this side, right? Because you can see straight down in there, but it is a little bit thicker. The way it feels, I don't know, I'm going to go with like 3.7 maybe. Might be way off. Yeah, pretty, I was off by a pretty good bit, 4.2. Alright, 4.2 ounces, so not too bad. I mean, it's not something that will drag your pants down or anything, but I wouldn't recommend this as like a work knife or anything, because this is all, you know, open. So let's see, let's get out the blue jeans. in the pocket. Carries just fine. I carried it around the house for a day or two. Carries just fine. Got a little bit sticking out, so not really a deep carry, but not really shallow either. The pocket clip works pretty good. I like it. Hardware check. I'll go with the T6 first on this, and I do not have his permission to take it apart. I didn't ask, but going with the hardware check on it, looks like you got T6s. That one's actually a little loose, so let me tighten that up for him. And that one's a little bit loose. T6 on the body screws, the frame screws, I guess you could call them. And the pivot, I guess you would call that the pivot screw. I don't know. T6, so looks like T6 all the way around. Wish it was T8, but it does have a lot of hardware. I mean, it's not a usual knife design, so you got T6 all the way around on there. Disassembly, I'm sorry, of this knife seems to be a little bit more complicated than a normal knife. Now, I'd like to get into it, but I am not going to get into that today. This seems like a pretty complicated one to disassemble. It looks like it's running on those kind of like gears, which is one of the coolest things about the knife, right? Or the kind of, it's almost like the internals of a clock or something. It varies. It resembles the internals of a clock closer than the internals of a pocket knife. All right. So that's pretty cool. I think it's really cool. So that is pretty much the overview section of the video. As far as review goes, I wouldn't recommend this as a hard use knife of going out and, you know, bringing to work if you work construction or something like that. You know, I think it's more of like a look what we can do as far as the lot goes, which I think they nailed that. You know, it is pretty cool. Now it will cut, you know, just fine. I mean, it has a good edge. It's not the best steel in the world, 440C on the steel, but 440C at one point in time years ago was a super steel. So not trying to down 440C. I think this one's more about the design than the steel, right? These do run about 180 bucks on Mantis Knives website. I believe they're also available on knifecenter.com, which I haven't looked, but I saw them when I was doing the search on there. So they are available in different variants. Not incredibly the most ergonomic thing that I've ever felt, but also not too bad. You can choke up kind of on that round right there. Not too bad at all, really, with ergonomics. I got a full 4-finger grip, choked back just barely, and choked up definitely works. No jimping up top. I don't really think it's needed too much on this one. The liners are not nested. I guess you could call that liners. I don't know what you would call them. More like overlays on top of it, right? Pretty cool looking design on the other side too, with that super big kind of orb there, or whatever you want to call it. Just a pretty interesting, pretty cool knife all the way around. Definitely a collector's piece, I would say. You know, it is most definitely unique. Hawk does some excellent work. They did awesome on their deadlock, on the Hawk Deadlock OTF zero blade play knife, and they've got a lot of other really cool designs, and this is one of them, man. I could sit there and look at those gears all day long. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that is the Mantis Knives Hawk design gearhead. Really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you, Fred the Lug, for letting me borrow this again. Hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe if you want more of it. And yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. And then until next time, y'all stay sharp.